The Fallen from Grace quest just dropped, and with it a new mid-level boss called the Mad Angel. In this video, I'm going to be walking you through the gear that actually makes sense to bring, breaking down all 3 special attacks so you're not caught off guard, and showing you a full fight so you can see it in action. If you appreciate me making this type of content, let me know by tapping that like button, and let's get into it. Now for prerequisites, the only thing you really need to have completed is the Fallen from Grace quest before you can fight this boss. And after that, I would definitely recommend building that bank chest on the island first because it will save you a lot of time and hassle. For gear, she has a golem base weakness, so most crush weapons are going to work here. Now, the Granite Hammer is technically best in slot, but since this quest has dropped, prices have gone from around 7 to 9 mil to over 12 mil for one of these items, and that's just not worth it for me. So I'm running Bandos with a Zombie Axe instead. However, it does increase my kill times by about 15 to 30 seconds, which I'm okay with. As for the Fang, it performs about the same as the Zombie Axe if you'd prefer to use that. The wiki does have a full strategy page with more potential options, as you can see here on the screen, and I'll definitely have a link to that page down in the description below. As for the inventory portion, I typically try to bring a super combat with about 3 prayer pots and the rest filled with food. And as you're going to notice, I do bring in tick eats, and I typically try to combo the monkfish with carrot bombs, as this allows me to heal up quickly if I mess up, but doesn't also break the bank either. Now after you have your gear set up and your inventory set up, we need to get to the boss, and there are a few ways you can take. First is if you already are on the island and at the bank chest that you've built, all you have to do is simply run southwest, climb up the rocks to get to the cathedral. The next method is after you complete the quest, you do unlock the ability to teleport with the Necklace of Passage, and you only have to make a small run west to again climb up the rocks straight to the cathedral. The last and final method is that the boss does drop teleports that will actually teleport you directly outside the fight, and these are right now valued at about 35k, so as of right now I don't think they're financially really that good to do, but maybe in the future this would be a better option to choose. Now that you're here, basically the fight is easy overall, but the magic timing is the one that really takes some practice. Her main attack is melee, so keeping protect from melee always on is a good idea here until you have to deal with the special lightning attack. I also like to recommend that you turn off auto attack, as it has caused me some unnecessary damage in the past. Now after 3 standard hits, she will then move into one of 3 special attacks that are random. Now the first attack is called an exploding light, which sends a ball of light towards a shadowed tile. Simply go over and stand on that shadow tile and you'll bounce back the ball, dealing 18 to 22 damage to the boss, and it will bounce a total of 3 times. The second attack is a sword cleave, where she'll draw her sword back before firing a diagonal shockwave in the direction she is facing. Simply move to the opposite side or behind her and dodge it cleanly will make your next attack 100% accurate with a minimum hit of 50% of your max hit. The third and last special attack is a Lightning Smite, and this is the one to watch out for. Protect from magic halves the damage, but flicking the prayer on the exact tick that the strike lands will negate all damage completely and guarantees your next hit is a max hit. This is one of the hardest parts in my opinion of the fight, choosing between tanking small hits or attempting to get a max hit counter. The latter taking some time to get the hang of before you're able to do this consistently. Now once you've chipped away her health below 50%, she enrages. You'll see the message with the 3 dots and the exclamation mark. She will no longer perform standard attacks, and instead she fires all 3 specials back to back right at the start of this phase. During this time, all 3 special attacks are faster and hit harder and are all in a random order, while only the Lightning Smite changes mechanically, upping from 1 lightning strike attack to 3. As for the timing, the first lightning strike hits after 4 ticks, the second strike again after 4 ticks later, and the third and last hit after 2 ticks. This is where practice comes in handy. Be sure to stay topped off on your health. That's why I recommend those tick eats, because this can easily kill you. As for the other 2 special attacks, they are just now faster overall, and if you mess up, you will get damaged more. Now moving on to the loot, it really isn't life-changing here. The Hallowfell 2H weapon and the pet are really the only 2 standouts. Everything else is really just standard supplies and rune. As for my kills, I was averaging around 2.5 minutes, which is pretty solid I think for a high mid-tier level account. I don't think I'll be farming this really long term, the loot just doesn't justify it. But right now, while it's new, it's a fun boss to mess around with, and the Hollow Fell would be a very nice bonus to get on top of it all. Now that we have all that understanding, let's jump into a full fight and I'll explain kind of my approach to fighting this boss. Alright, so we're just heading up to the cathedral now. We're going to go ahead and open the door. Then you're going to see me take a pot, jump over the pew, and enable my prayers and start attacking the Mad Angel. Now, after you start the attack, like I said before, you're basically going to begin to count how many attacks she has done. After 3 regular attacks, she will choose to use a special attack. And there's our first special attack. Now, I don't think I'm going to get the prayer right, so I'm just going to enable Mage instead and tank the hit. As you saw, I only took 7 damage. Now, if I had misclicked that or didn't have that prayer on, it'd be closer to about 20 or 30 damage. Now we're simply just counting again as we continue to go along, and she should have another special attack as we see the swords going back, so we're simply going to just run on either side and attack once as we get to the other side. This one's fairly easy, but I feel like when she's in enraged mode, it is a little bit harder because you have to kind of click and time that a little bit better. You don't have as much free time. Now that should be attack number 2. We have one more before the next special attack. And right on cue, we have the next one where we're just simply going to find those shaded areas on the ground to send the orb back. And there's the third one, and that is the end of that special attack. Now she's getting close to that 50% of health, and this is when she will get enraged, and there it is. Remember, no more single regular attacks. I'm just going to tank that first mage hit and then try to time the second and third one right there, again for 0 damage to myself, but a perfect hit on her. And as you see, the next one is an orb, so it's a little bit quicker. It does take a little bit to get used to here when you're just dealing with only these special attacks. And as you see me there, I just kind of forgot to click over. Honestly, it's okay, you can tank a few hits here and there, but we'll just simply continue to run back and forth under her. And let's see what the next one's going to be. Again, the orb. I think the orb one's pretty easy. I have had it where it likes to flip on the other side of her, and the timing almost has to be dang near perfect. And there you guys go. That is a Mad Angel kill. And that took me about 2 minutes and 13 seconds, which isn't too bad. I feel like that's usually where my kills like to stay. So hopefully this guide helped you out. Hopefully you got some useful tips out of it. And I hope to see you guys get the pet or the unique drops. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.